What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the German Bear Podcast. And today we got the third big free agency film room episode on the newest Chicago Bears offensive lineman in Nate Davis. Ryan Poles got one of the absolute biggest sleepers in 2023's NFL free agency in Nate Davis, former offensive guard for the Tennessee Titans. He was on my sleepers list going into free agency. I definitely wanted him in the Bears uniform, and the Bears made that happen. To get the contract details out of the way right away, he got a 3-year deal worth $30 million, $19.25 million guaranteed of it. And I think this is one of the biggest steals in this year's free agency overall, besides also the other guy that the Bears got in TJ Edwards on an absolute massive cheap deal. But for Nate Davis, I'm so excited for today's film room episode because he's such a great player, and I can't wait to show you guys what he did on tape. But for him overall, real quick, he's a 6'3", 316-pound offensive lineman who primarily played, or almost always played, right guard for the Tennessee Titans. We'll talk about that. He's still only 26 years old, has a bright future in the league, and has started a lot of games throughout his career so far. Now, there were some injury issues here and there also last year, but when the guy was healthy, he always started. 16 games, 16 started in 2020, 14 started in 2021, 12 and 12 started in 2022, and also in his first year he had 13 games and started 12 of those. So he basically did not start one game in his entire career where he was actually able to play. And let me tell you guys, before we get into this film room episode, once again, split it into categories. The first category will be the pass protection of his, and then the second category will be him against the run. And if I had to grade this deal by Ryan Poles from a value standpoint and what I saw now after watching his tape and really digging into it, I think that's once again a A+ signing. I really have to say it, because it first of all upgrades a huge position of need. I think he will probably take over the left guard spot. We'll talk about that after the video as well, how he fits into the Chicago Bears scheme and overall just his position on the Bears. But I think especially Cody Whitehair is on a big regression. He's looking okay in the run game and in pass pro. He's a huge letdown. Center is obviously a big problem as well, so you want to increase or just get better in the interior besides Tevin Jenkins, get him a partner in crime, and I think they definitely did in Nate Davis. And with that being said, I don't want to waste any more time. So excited to talk ball about Nate Davis today. Really great player. And with that being said, let's start off with the first category that I want to talk about today, which is his pass protection. And when we're looking at Nate Davis's tape and looking at his pass protection, I think the first thing that absolutely pops off of tape is his quickness out of his stance, and then the ability to have a very good base and especially a very good anchor as well to take on massive defensive linemen. Also, his hand placement is very good, and his strength in the hands pops out on tape as well. And then I think overall his intelligence is pretty good as well, especially in certain situations that we want to look at today. I mean, there's a great example against the Bills where he just showed a very strong base, had control over the chest the whole time, and then just absolutely locks up the defensive lineman. Another one against the Kansas City Chiefs where he played against Chris Jones, one of the better defensive linemen in the entire NFL. He tried to bull rush him, right? And there, Nate Davis, once again, just showing his strength in his core and his anchor and his just very good base against every defensive lineman almost in every single snap against one of the best defensive linemen in the NFL, just holding his own against him, just showing some strength on strength. Another beautiful example against the Denver Broncos where he just, there it is, quickness out of the stands, right? He redirected with the rusher trying a rip move, just trying to get back inside, and he just adjusted so quickly with his feet. It's absolutely phenomenal, and then just stonewalled the guy. It's things like that that pop off of the tape right away. As soon as you put it in, you see those things, quickness off the stance, all those things, great base, and like I said, hand placement looks great as well. Another really good example against the Denver Broncos where he once again was so fast in his base stance. It looked so good on this one. His core strength is phenomenal and basically blocked two guys on the play, because I don't know what the interior rusher was trying to do, but basically locked up two guys on that play, which was kind of funny to watch as well. Another really good example against a guy that the Bears fans really like coming into free agency, myself as well. Draymond Jones from the Broncos, or former Bronco, now Seattle Seahawk. He tried to bull rush him against a very good player, right? Nate Davis there. Tried to bull rush Nate Davis and then just showed amazing base anchor drops and just locks up Draymond Jones. Then Draymond tries to do a second move with a spin move and just adjusted easily to it. And also just fluidity and smoothness is absolutely phenomenal on tape as well. And then another example, once again against Draymond Jones, really good interior rusher, strong, striking right hand on this play, just kind of kept him in distance with only one hand or arm, which was super impressive, and then just stonewalled him once again. Then another ability that I really love about him is his ability to pass off stunts. That was probably my favorite play watching tape of his was against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who tried a stunt with Josh Allen and Dwayne Smoot. Josh Allen, obviously a really good edge rusher, young, talented player. And first of all, first initial rush, who obviously he had to go against Dwayne Smoot in that situation. Very powerful push with the left hand, just displaying his hand and arm strength right there to take Dwayne Smoot out of the play already. Like, this was a stunt directly defended only by Nate Davis, basically, right? Just powerful push with the left hand, getting Dwayne Smoot out of his rushing lane, and then just the reaction and recognition of the stunt. Josh Allen coming with speed, right? With a really speed rush lane created for him right there, and then just able to hold back against Josh Allen, who, like I said, had the time to build up some speed. Absolute sick play right there by Nate Davis, and I think Justin Fields, if he sees that play, would be one of the happiest persons on planet Earth. Also, slide protection, which is super important as well for play action plays. There was one once again against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they just showed his smoothness in the slide protection, right? You have to move smooth in that situation. You have to keep your hands in, and then just once again with one arm, hand and arm strength, absolutely phenomenal, and just great footwork on that play too against Roy Robertson Harris, another very underrated former Bear, obviously as well, underrated defensive lineman, and then also against the screens, which is a super important aspect of an offense as well. Versus the Bills, he just sells the run so well on that play, and then a key block in the second level, and on that play he has to be an alley blocker, right? Just for the understanding, alley blocker means he gets out and takes the guy that's in front of him, right? The guy that he sees in front of him, and then just perfectly plays the alignment because there is nobody in front of him, so he goes back and works back basically to the line of scrimmage, to the guys that try to pursue him, and then just perfectly plays it, just kind of shoulder blocks the guy for a big key block that helped that play to actually gain some extra yards. And then another big play against the Kansas City Chiefs, where he got just moving so fast into the second level, and then just took a great angle against the linebacker on that play too. I just absolutely love what he overall does on the screenplay as well. As for Nate Davis as an overall pass protector, I think that's a massive get for the Chicago Bears in free agency. Justin Fields got finally another really good pass protector that will be pretty sick against the run as well, as we'll see in a second, but really good addition in that type of a scenario too. Like, he can help the pass pro right away and will improve it right away, and that's just such a massive get for 3 years, $30 million, and even only under $20 million guaranteed. And with that being said, I want to move on to the second category that I want to talk about today, which is his run blocking. If you thought that the pass pro looked good with Nate Davis, which it definitely did, I think you will be even more impressed by his run game and what he was able to achieve there with Derrick Henry, obviously, as well as running back, really good player. And overall for his run blocking, I think he has incredible strength in the run game. His agility and speed is off the charts. His second level blocking looked so damn impressive, and also the quickness off the line was amazing with great angles in there as well. And And when we want to start off going into the plays, I think when we talk about second level blocking, first of all, which is so tough for offensive linemen because they don't see what happens behind them, right? They have to kind of react to the linebacker because the linebacker sees where the running back is going to go, and he did such a phenomenal job on those second level plays. One example against the Buffalo Bills where he just was so quickly off the snap into the second level, works the double team to the second level in that scenario, and then just after the first level perfectly works it to the linebacker and makes a very good block on this play. Another really good block against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he just plays it so routinely in the second level. It's phenomenal. Just a very fluid mover on this play as well. Works the double team, easily moves on to the linebacker with a perfect angle and sets a key block for this run right there as well. Then another perfect example against the Buffalo Bills where he was playing against the new linebacker of the Bears, Tremaine Edmunds, had a crazy play where he kind of reach blocked even Edmunds in the second level, which is such a tough task to do against, especially such a crazy athletic player like Edmunds. And then just once again, great angle and quickness off the line to get into that level, and then just sets a perfect block there. And then one more play with the second level against the Kansas City Chiefs, and the way he moves just looks so different, man. In the second level, just quickly attacking the linebacker, setting once again a really good block, and he gets off the line so well. Another aspect that I love about him in the run game is his big time footwork. I mean, there's some plays where he really acted as a mover and just completely dominated the run play against the offensive lineman. One perfect example against the Buffalo Bills where his first step ultimately wins him that rep already, and then just has relentless footwork, driving the guy back, and showed some really good strength on that play as well, but just showing his quickness off the snap, just getting that first step in and then just already dominating the block from the get-go. Such a crazy good play. Then also on a reach block against the Bills, again, just wins the rep with the first quick step, strong core, picks up the defensive lineman easily for a huge chunk on that play, I think, as well. And then also his ability to pull into the second level, right, which is a super important ability as well. Against the Jaguars, really smoothly moved on with that pull block, just reads his assignment, just gets to the linebacker fast, and then just excellent feed on that breakdown to get into his base, has a great angle like I said, and then just a key block once again on this play to pave the way for his running back. So I think overall for his ability in the run game, he is just such a smooth mover that can move people as well, and then just has excellent footwork as well in the second level as a people mover, on reach blocks, on pull blocks. Like, the guy can do it all, and I think he's one heck of a run blocker that could definitely help Khalil Herbert. Now also Travis Homer that the Bears just signed. Pretty interesting player as well. Haven't talked about him yet, but I don't know how much I want to say about him, but just a solid signing. But he will be such a fun player to watch in the run game, especially with that other guy on the right guard spot in Tevin Jenkins. Those guys will absolutely dominate. So for an overall recap with Nate Davis, like I said, I think it's a huge steal for the Chicago Bears to get him in this year's free agency. Massive upgrade already for the offensive line to finally help Justin Fields get a successful 2023 season after already adding one of the better young wide receivers in DJ Moore. And with that being said, that's the end of the episode, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Definitely let me know in the comments down below what you think of the signing of Nate Davis. Like and subscribe if you liked the video. Check out Instagram and Twitter if you want to as well. And as always, guys, bear down.